Hi, my name is Cameron Kramer, a member of the Marketing 310 course, and this is my consumer behavior. Upon looking at this presentation, I thought it was only intelligent to relate it directly back to the book. So I will be taking a step-by-step tutorial through the book of what really stuck out to me as a consumer. Now I'm going to focus on a lot of main ideas, but these are the main ideas that stuck out to me, not everything that you'll see in the text. To begin with, the thing that I value the most when purchasing is usually utilitarian value. This is a product that helps keep the consumer um, on task and helps them to finish tasks that they have started. These are a lot of my frequent purchases, and one that I just thought of was a Seagate hard drive that I recently bought to help my computer gain more memory so that I could do more for class. Second, something that grabs my attention, um, focusing on stimuli. The main stimuli that grabs my attention is contrast. Now, this is different from a large noise or a very flashy billboard, whereas something simple in a crowd of just extravagance really grabs my attention. Something focused on nonconformity, and I found that in a wooden iPhone case I just bought. All the marketing for the company called Carve that this is through is very simple, simplistic, and they are not very flashy. Next, focusing on my needs, um, I directly felt called to using Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The main one that I use is psychological needs, just basic survival, food, water, that kind of things. I'm not a very big extravagant shopper, but I do like to pay, or like all of you, I like to spend money on food. Next is the belongingness and love. I would say this is something else I spend money on, and this is more not based on just buying things so people like me, but buying things to be involved with people or buying things to have experiences with people. But one I guess I would use as buying for someone. I recently just bought a SD card for my girlfriend to help her with her camera. And this is not to gain her love, this is because I already do have feelings for her. Next, I focus on the hierarchies of how I buy, or kind of just the attitude towards my buying. Initially, I use a high involvement hierarchy. Now, I will say right off the bat that I do use a high and a low involvement hierarchy. I'll focus on high involvement first. These are decisions that are important to the consumer, me, and contain risk. But to mitigate this risk, I use a long process of considering different products, features, evaluating information, and then I eventually act on the evaluation. And the main purchase I just made using this was definitely the iPhone 6. I definitely considered a lot of options and thought that this would be the best for me. Now, like I said, I do also do low involvement purchasing. Like many of you, it's just routine. It can be boring if need be. It just gets what needs to be done. This process is not lengthy, does not really require much thought, and I thought of this when I was buying dinner for a group of people. I just thought, no, I'll just grab some pizza. What better way to do it than Little Caesars? Didn't really put a lot of thought into it, just said, oh, I'll just grab a pizza. Didn't really care about what people wanted or needed, or what I wanted for that matter. Just knew that a pizza would suffice. Next, kind of taking a different stance, is buzz marketing, and this is like an influence that reaches me, but what I want to focus on is myself reaching others. This is part of my job at Amway Corporation, is kind of creating a buzz around some of the things we're doing. In this picture, we are raising money for a Power of Five campaign, and we're trying to create a buzz around this campaign so that we can sell small products to help children around the world fight childhood malnutrition. Next, I think it's only fitting to look at where I've come from, and that is being a millennial. I was born in this group as I was in 1992, and I do definitely wholeheartedly embrace technology. These are all things that the book describes that millennials are that I agree with. I was cocooned by parents, absolutely, but I still do have a lot of contact with them. Now, saying that I have utilitarian value in a lot of my shopping is true, but I'm also impulsive at times. And this is shown through my enjoyment of just visiting coffee shops. I'm preferring walking over driving. This doesn't really have anything to do with the impulsiveness, but I do enjoy living in an urban setting. Um, and just an example is I've at least had 5 coffee shop purchases in the last 3 weeks. Next time of the year does do a lot for me when it comes to buying. This is focused on seasonality, which is just basically the condition of the year that drives you to purchase something. Um, this and the next few sets are focused on situations, and this first situation really kicks on during the fall and winter. I like to buy apple cider and pumpkin spices, and in the winter, eggnog is definitely a huge buy for me. But these are purchases I would never think about getting, obviously, outside of season, so this season definitely pushes me to buy them. Next situation is just unplanned behavior. This is just from situational memory and utilitarian motivations. Like I said, I'm a utilitarian-driven buyer. This is I'll just be going through a store and you say, hey, I remembered I needed that, and you'll buy it to help you finish a task. And a recent example of this is the Mac screen protector at a spot. I remembered that while going through a store to look for my iPhone 6 to do some research on it, I saw a screen protector and thought, you know what? I forgot that I needed to get a cover for my computer. So I just bought it, really unplanned, but essentially covers the idea of it's just situational. I remembered it and I bought it, focused on utilitarian styles. My last situation is gift cards. This is an example of antecedent condition, basically just an event occurring prior to a purchase to drive the purchase. And gift cards are really a big motivator for me when buying. Obviously, just like anyone else, it's I guess it's free money. I'm sure that term doesn't actually stand up, but the first one I bought a lot of Subway because I had a Subway gift card, and next, our local coffee shop in my school at Grace Bible is Kahawa, and I had a couple of gift cards there, so I bought a lot of coffee there. Finally, to conclude, kind of with my consumer behavior, is my consumption dissatisfaction. And I'm looking through the book. I really related to normative expectations, where a consumer has expectations of what will happen, so they go back to it. And I find this a lot with small businesses such as Hopcat. These are all in GR. Hopcat and Propaganda are both in downtown GR, and the Pump House is in off the Beltline in GR. These are just places I've had great experiences with, and so I would continually go back. To kind of conclude, overall, I would say that I am a utilitarian-focused purchaser, but do definitely have a streak of impulsive consumption. I want to thank you so much for listening to this, and I hope that you have learned a little bit more about how I consume. Thanks.